Welcome to a new video which is about ratio and proportion. In this video I will show you what ratio and proportions are, including relevant properties, and I will also illustrate instructive examples regarding the subject. Without further ado, let's get started. We have a definition of ratio, and it is a way of comparing two or more quantities. For example, when we say in a kitchen there are 4 apples and 8 bananas, then if we say the ratio of apples to bananas, then we mean 4 divided by 8. Why? Because there are 4 apples and there are totally 8 bananas. So when we say ratio of apples to bananas, the first one is very important. The first one is going to come to the numerator. So it's going to be apples divided by bananas, guys. So this is the first one, which is going to come to the numerator. And this is the second one, which is going to come to the denominator. And that is equal to, guys, 4 divided by 8. When we say a proportion, then actually we mean statement. So we can define proportion as it is a statement occurred as a result of equating two or more ratios. For example, we can say that the proportion of 4 divided by 6 and 10 divided by 15, they are equal. Why? Because if you simplify them, or if you apply the cross multiplication, then we're going to see that the result is going to be same. For example, when you simplify 4 divided by 6, okay, if you divide 4 by 2, then we're going to have 2 divided by, if you divide 6 by 2, okay, then we're going to have 3. So originally 4 divided by 6 means actually 2 divided by 3. And if you do the same thing for 10 divided by 15, then let's see what we're going to have. If you divide 10 by 5, then we're going to have 2. And if you divide 15 by 5, these are 5, then we're going to have again 3. So as you can see, 10 divided by 15 is actually 2 divided by 3. And similarly, 4 divided by 16 is also equal to 2 divided by 3. This is one way, which is called simplification actually. Another way is we can apply the cross multiplication to see that they are equal to each other. Cross multiplication means, okay, 4 times 15 is equal to 6 times 10. So just let me write it here. 6 times 10 is equal to 4 times 15, guys. If you multiply 6 by 10, we're going to have 60 on the left, and on the right, if you multiply 4 by 15, then still we're going to have 60, guys. And as you can see, left side is equal to the right side. That means the left fraction is equal to the right fraction. So we can say that those proportions are equal to each other. And now let's take a look at the properties. As a first property, if A divided by B is equal to C divided by D, which is equal to this notation, guys. Okay, A divided by B is equal to C divided by D. The interior ones are called means, and the outer ones are called extremes, guys. So in such an equality, if you multiply B by C, then we're going to have B times C. And if you multiply A by D, then we're going to have A times D, guys. This equality is equal to that equality. What I mean by saying that equality is, if you apply the cross multiplication here, A times D, again we're going to obtain this, and B times C, which is in this direction, okay? So as you can see, we have this equality and we have that equality, which are same, guys. As an example, if we write 2 divided by 5 is equal to 6 divided by 15, then actually this notation is equal to this notation. 2 divided by 5 is equal to 6 divided by 15. These are the same things. So if you apply the cross multiplication here, sometimes you may see this statement as cross product as well. So if you apply the cross product or cross multiplication, let's see what we're going to have. So if you multiply 5 by 6, then is it equal to 2 times 15, guys? The left side is going to be 30 and the right side is going to be 30. So that means the proportions are equal to each other. And we can talk about such a property. And we have our first example, guys. In the example, it says the ratio of boys to girls in a class is 5 divided by 4. If there are 35 boys in the class, how many girls are there? Because the ratio is given as boys to girls, I'm going to represent boys as B, okay, divided by girls as G. So boys divided by girls is what? 5 divided by 4, guys. So this is equal to, if there are 35 boys, so I'm writing boys on the numerator, so I'm going to put here 35 divided by how many girls are there. For the girls, I'm going to put here X. X means girls, okay? So I have such a proportion, and I need to find out X. Well, actually, we can find X into two ways. The first way is basically just apply the cross product or apply the first property that we just learned. And if you do it, we're going to have 5 times x, which is going to be equal to 4 times 35, guys. And in order to leave x alone, you need to divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. These are gone. So x is, if you divide 35 by 5, then we're going to have 7 here. Or if you divide 35 by 5, we're going to have 7 here. And if you divide 5 by 5, we're going to have 1 here. So we're going to have 4 times 7 divided by 1, which is 28, guys, of course. So x is 28. And this is one way, actually. There is another way to find x in such an equality. How? Well, you just need to compare the given numbers. So how 5 becomes 35? Well, if you multiply 5 by 7, then we're going to have 35. So we need to multiply 4 by 7 as well. So if you multiply 7 by 4, then we're going to have 28, guys. So in other words, we can say that x is equal to 28. And we have a new question, guys, and it says Alex can paint 5 cars in 7 hours. How many cars Alex can paint in 21 hours, assuming the ratio is same? So in such questions, guys, what you can do is also Alex can paint 5 cars. So I'm going to just put here 5 cars, and I'm going to put here in 7 hours. It's going to take 21 hours for Alex to paint. So I'm going to put here 21 hours, guys. And as you can see, hours, they should be in the same row in this method. Okay, I'm going to show you a new method. And let's say Alex paints X number of cars. Okay, so for 5 cars, it takes 7 hours. For X cars, it's going to take 21 hours. In such questions, guys, you need to apply the cross product or cross multiplication. And once you do it, we're going to have 7 times X, which is 5 times 21. And if you divide both sides by 7, these are gone. So x is going to be, if you simplify 21 by 7, then we're going to have 3 here and we're going to have 1 here. So if you multiply 5 by 3, then we're going to have 15, guys. That means x has to be 15. And there is actually another way, which is if you multiply 3 by 7, then we can get 21, right? So we need to multiply here 7 by 3. So in order to get x here, we should also multiply 5 by 3, guys, okay? So if you multiply 3 by 5, then we're going to have 15 here, which is another way to find the same x. And we have a new property, guys. In the second property, it says if ABC numbers are proportional to D, E, F, then we can write this equality, okay? A divided by D is equal to B divided by E, and that is also equal to C divided by F, which is the same as, guys, A divided by D is equal to B divided by E, and that is also equal to C divided by F. And in such questions, guys, always those proportions are equal to a constant number, let's say K. So if all proportions are equal to K, then we can just write K as K divided by 1, right? So if you take those two, okay, proportions, and if we apply the cross multiplication, then we're going to have C times 1, which is C, okay, is F times K. If you take this B divided by E and K, then again apply the cross product, then we're going to have B is A times K. And if you take A divided by D is K, then apply the cross multiplication, and then we can obtain also A is equal to D times K. And this is our last question, guys, in this video. And in the question it says, salad is made by mixing tomatoes, lettuce, and onions in the ratios of 3, 4, and 5 by weights. Since 2,400 grams of material were used in total, how many grams for each product was used? We're going to use property 2, guys, in order to solve this question. Let's say T stands for tomato, okay? So T divided by 3, guys, is equal to lettuce. For lettuce, I'm going to use L, okay? L divided by L is proportional to 4, and that is also equal to onion. For onion, I'm going to use O. O divided by, and onion is proportional to 5. And as I said in the previous property, let's equal all of those to K, okay? Here, if you take those two and put here 1 and apply the cross multiplication, then from here I'm going to have onion O as 5K. So if you take the last two proportions, then I can write O is 5K. And if you take L divided by 4 and K, then I'm going to write L is 4K, guys. And if you take the first one and the last one And if you apply the cross multiplication, then I'm going to have T is equal to 3K, guys. And if you add all of those materials, okay, onion, lettuce, and tomato, then I'm going to have 5 plus 4, which is 9, 9 plus 3, which is 12, guys. So I'm going to have 12K, and that is equal to 2,400 grams, guys. So from here, if you divide both sides by 12, and then these are gone. If you divide 24 by 12, then I'm going to have 2 here. So K is going to be 200, guys. And if K is 200, then onion, which was 5K, then it's going to be 5 times 200, which is 1,000 grams. So 4 times 200 is going to be 800, and 3 times 200 is going to be 600. So that means in salad, there are 1,000 grams onion and 800 grams lettuce and 600 grams tomatoes. Actually, in this question, we use partitive proportion. I'm planning to make another video about the types of proportions. So I'll talk about partitive proportion in that video. That's it for this video, guys. If you have any question, you can put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.